What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Counting Wisdom podcast. I think we have to try to not be friends of the world, even though we are to be friendly. We're not supposed to really shove the Bible in people's faces or, smack people over the head with the Bible metaphorically, where we are, angry at them because they are living in sin or things like that. It's just like when you go out in society, you're always supposed to be respectful. I think, if there's certain places where they don't want you to wear a Jesus shirt, I think being respectful of that is not wrong. Now, it shouldn't be that way. We should be able to wear a Jesus shirt, but as Christians, we have to be representing the God of love. And one part that God does is he allows people to make their own choices. Now, there's still consequences for poor choices or bad choices. But, on some level, God allows people to do what they do for a time or for a season until that time ends. And so as Christians, I think we don't always recognize how God is allowing people to do what they do. And I think that we have to really recognize that, we have to have that love mentality. Now, I think when we are talking about Christianity, we still have to tell them the consequences of sin. We still have to tell them that, 100 years from now, you're going to find yourself either in heaven or hell. And so that is what the Bible says. That's the consequences of people's choices. But, we also have to, have that mentality that we can't always try to force, people's decisions, on the decision that we made. We can't try to, force that decision on people. I think many times, we think that, we have to sort of throw the book at people where we are, just saying that, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, and let me show you, through force how wrong you are. And I think there's many times where even as Christians, we can sort of think that is the right way to do it. We sort of think that's the right mentality that we should be having is, forcing it. But I think one thing that God points out is that we are to leave God's wrath up to him. And we can't be the forcer of God's wrath unless we are in some sort of self-defense scenario, or really when we are in a police officer or some sort of judge or some sort of correctional type of role that we have been qualified for, and we have the licenses, we have the the backing of the government, those type of official roles. God clearly says in the Bible that they have been set up by him to carry out God's wrath. But also, just as an everyday citizen, in everyday situations, we cannot necessarily say, because someone is, throwing up a gay pride flag, that I'm going to burn their house down, or, because someone is Muslim, that I'm going to attack them, or because someone believes differently from me, then I'm going to do something negative to them. And, the Bible never instructs us to do that. I think one of the most clear instructions that the Bible gives us is most likely to not hang out with that person, not associate with that person. But, that really is the only thing that God is asking us to do. Jesus says, do good to those who hate you and pray for those who persecute you. But he doesn't necessarily say, you have to go stand outside of an abortion clinic and pray, or you have to go stand outside an abortion clinic and yell and scream and, vandalize and, do all those things that we sort of as people think this is the right way. I got to fight this. Doesn't the Bible say we have to fight them? And, I think as a baby Christian, as a young Christian, we can think that, but there is a different method. When the Bible says our fight is not against flesh and blood, it means that our normal go-to fighting stance is not in a flesh and blood mentality, meaning nothing that we're going to physically do is the way we fight. It's a spiritual type of thing. It's with our words, it's with our actions. That is how we're fighting, but it's not actions of, breaking the law or, wrong types of fights where we are yelling and screaming at people or really throwing shame on people, in order, because we think that, hey, if I'm hard on these people, then maybe they will turn. If I'm a little bit stern with them, if I show them how much I believe that the Bible is right, maybe they will change. And, that's one thing that we have to go to. Now, I'm not saying to be completely, relaxed, where we are not necessarily, telling people the difference between right and wrong, but there's a way to do it. And so hopefully this was helpful to someone, and hopefully you got something from it, and I will talk to you on the next one. See ya.